I'm ready.
You ready to rock? All right,
Yeah,
let's do it.
yeah.
Let's get back in there. Let's talk about Langoliers. Langoliers are a monster that eats time. That is what they
Okay.
are. So they are like, in the context of their own story, they're supposed to be like a boogeyman type character. And like
Is
waste.
that what
Yes.
Rick and Morty referenced?
That is exactly what it is. Yes. It's from a short story by Stephen King about people
Okay.
who like are in a plane and they're like they get struck by lightning and everybody who is asleep like survives the plane crash and they're stuck in time. They're like time's frozen.
Okay.
And just like in the context of the story as time time goes by, like you live in like frames basically, and the frames behind you that like already happened get eaten by the Langoliers. It's a very strange kind of ethereal concept, but it's kind of cool. And they made a terrible made for TV movie about it. About that short story, and they made them look like kind of like those things, or more specifically like the monster that they used in Rick and Morty to be like the time police. They look like that guy almost exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if these were somehow a reference to that as well.
Could be. This game is very reference heavy.
Yeah.
And this is when it would have been still a sassy reference, because I feel I love Rick and Morty's like they try to go for like sort of deep references like that where they don't like point at it, but they just shove it in there. But I also feel a little bit like Rick and Morty is a little bit like the Simpsons in that regard, where like once they've done it, you just have to not you're not gonna have your head above water trying to make a premise that they've already done. So you kind of just have to let them have it.
Yeah.
What was I gonna say? They're usually pretty good at doing it quietly. Venture Brothers is the best. Nobody does a fucking reference like Venture Brothers. It's you have moments where you're like, oh yeah, it's normally pretty obvious, and then you watch an episode like 3 years later and you're like, holy shit, there's so much in here. The more you learn, the funnier that show is, and like when you go back and rewatch it, just the more like sort of culture you've taken in, the more complicated, obscure jokes will just like come to you. It never stops getting better.
I am actually still watching through that.
It's a great watch.
Oh man.
I envy you. It's fantastic. I have not watched the last season yet. I might do it soon now that I know. Maybe I'll wait, but now that I know they got the movie approved, I'm very excited about that. Because I thought it was over, and it's Venture Brothers. Like for the audience, it's my favorite TV show, just like by far. If you ask me, I need no consideration. It's absolutely my favorite. But I was like, well, if it's over, like I don't know if I could just straight up watch the ending of it. You know what I mean? It's hard to. It's like the last book in a long series. It's like I kind of don't want to know how it ends. It's just sorry, like I'll always have a book in front of me if I never sit down and read it. It's that kind of idea. Is that even possible?
I don't know. I feel like it has to be.
Yeah, why would they set it up that way? This game so far has not, like, almost never been about wasting your time.
I know, I very much know that the people who made this game, like, definitely are fans of speedrunning, so.
Of the fast.
Yeah, of the fastness.
You know what I was thinking about the last
I don't know,
episode?
maybe you do have to just wait it out.
Maybe you can get to the center.
Yeah.
And then you have to wait there, and you're a little bit ahead. We were talking fucking commercials. I can't.
Damn it.
I'm not funny enough to put the skit together, but I'm imagining like a. Fuck, maybe I can. I'm imagining
Are we
like
thinking about Folgers still, or what?
No,
what
I'm
are we
talking about Subway. Subway, where you're like, there's like a lady behind the counter, and she's like, "Hi, what can I get you?" And like the customer is just like this rough and tumble, like chapped lipped like person in like rough leathers with like armor made out of road signs and football pads, and And he's like, it's like the commercial's happening, like only the freshest ingredients at Subway. And she's like putting the sandwich together, and he's like nodding, he like grins. He's got like a messed up, like blackened teeth, and he points up at the sign for like the $5 footlong, and it just says like human flesh. It just says like human flesh, and she's like, ha! And she turns around, and there's just like a guy slightly off screen, just like shivering on a steak, and she's like, ha! And she pulls out like a meat carver, and like it's in the bed, like the commercial's like playing music, and it's all in that like soft focus, and then like they're like laughing and joking, and she's just like cutting meat off of the guy. Subway, eat fresh, and it's just him like taking a bite of clearly part of a hand with just like that big smile on his face.
See, we were like in the same frame of mind because like when you started going for it, I was like, a picture like a vampire, right? I don't know how to continue. No. It was like a vampire. It's like a vampire that goes into a Subway. He's like, someone starts drinking the blood. Subway, eat fresh.
Eat fresh. Eat fresh. Subway, eat fresh. Yeah, that's the one.
Oh, you know what?
That's how they advertise their new like blood fountain. That's just like one of the soda things is just icks out blood.
We're there.
Hey, we got it.
All right, ready to see who it is?
I am ready to see who it is. It's the devil. It's. Wait a minute, did you? Oh yeah, he kicked you off a building.
I remember.
You're dead.
Yep, I remember what this boss is.
Wait. Huh?
This is like one of the easiest bosses.
He remembered the tutorial.
Yes. Oh no, I did the thing it said not to do. I caught the dead.
These are all the meat boys that didn't do it. Whoa. Yep. It's your sins! Whoa! He's so animated. I love it. Oh my goodness, this thing. Oh, did that get you? Oh shit, it was so fast. Yeah. Oh my god. What does this remind me of? There's something. This clicks something in my soul. He is a killer. It's gotta be Pit People that I'm thinking of. This is kinda, this guy's very Pit People. You got this, my dude. You know, he fights like he fights like the tree from Skull. You know, the slam and then the slap to the side. It's like the same. Woo! That is so narrow.
Oh.
What? What were you supposed to do about that? Like, I get it, be on the side, right? But how the fuck were you supposed to know that was coming? He did no warning. Or does he always do it right then?
I think it's always the same pattern.
Okay.
I think.
So this is just a dodging. Oh, good. Flaming skulls. Perfect. Oh, I thought he was going to do it a second time.
No.
Fucking...
There's... Where is it?
What are these shenanigans?
There is a spot. There is a spot.
Oh, he has a sweet spot?
Yeah, he has a sweet spot.
Ooh.
Where you can just like stand there and get away with everything. That's not it.
That's not the one. And now you know.
In case you were wondering.
Aw. Fuck you, game. That was clever.
Damn.
Fuck you twice, game. That was clever. Jesus. Your jump has such a, like, drift to it, it makes, like, snap stuff like this really uncomfortable.
Yes. Oh, I forgot.
Stupid burnt meat. I love his grin. Aha! Here we go. And the savage clothesline! Giant meat monster with a haymaker from the depths of hell! It's very full of expression too. Oop. All right. What? Fuck.
It's definitely one of those ones where you're just like learning the pattern, right?
Mm-hmm. Is it the same every time?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, that helps.
Yeah.
It's not too unreasonable then. God, it's this little bit that looks so good. I normally do not like, I normally don't like when you mix, like, flash graphics with pixel graphics. When you do, like, just, like, kind of...
Oh, you mixed it up.
What's the word I'm looking for? Like, Illustrator art along with pixel art normally bothers me. This game really makes it into an aesthetic, and I've seen a lot of games try, like, how the foreground is all just, like, poster card. But then most of the game itself is like dense pixels. I've seen a lot of people try to do exactly that, and it never works. This game really does it nicely. And knowing that this game's from 2010 tells me this is probably why other people thought they could get away with it. One of the hardest things is when games do, they use pixel arts, but then they use like motion tweening. So you know, like Terraria, like you're a pixel character, but you don't move, like you're not animated. You just like they just grab the parts and twist them around. So ugly. That is one of my least favorite. I love Terraria, but it's ugly as sin.
Yeah.
It gets points for a lot of things, but not that.
I think part of what this scene has going for it, or what like a lot of Super Meat Boy has going for it, is like the... I mean, maybe it's different for you, like getting to sit back and watch it, but like you're so focused in on like what's going on that you don't really notice like the quality of the foreground because you just don't have that time. You don't have that luxury.
You can't zoom out. Yeah, I guess that's a fair point. I didn't think about it from that perspective. I think that is, those are, you get the most credit for doing that well. You know what I mean? When you like, what's the right way to describe it? It's like the AAA thing, right? You can't impress me with the shiny stuff that you shove down my throat. Like, you made me look at it. I know it's gonna look good because that's where your budget was. But when you find like a background item, and you're like, wow, that looks really nice. Like, that's the shit that sticks with you. When it's something that the game doesn't need your attention for, looks really good. Like those are the details that give a game a lasting quality. Because that's the type of game you keep finding things to like.
It really is just like memorizing Simon Says.
This guy, he's given you more trouble than any of the bosses so far.
Because he's not a platform.
yeah, because he's just a totally different genre. He's the only like traditional boss so far.
Yeah.
Which is kind of interesting. I like that the bosses have been significantly different. They haven't felt like the same. Oh, does he punch where the skulls are?
Oh.
With the devastating haymaker. He almost looks like an evil chocolate man. I'm thinking of like, or maybe like the Great Mighty Pooh from Conkers.
Yeah.
Kind of reminds me of. That game cursed me for all mountainous creatures.
Right. You're constantly, every single time, you're like, oh, it's just like the... It didn't have to be like that.
It didn't have to be like that, yeah. It could have been different. Do you hear me, giant meat demon? It could have been different. Punch? No, he doesn't. Okay. He just destroys them when he punches them. Oh, cool. And he sweeps that one off the tail. That's nice. Lump.
And punch. Oh my god, I touched it.
Sucked. I'm so sorry. That one hurt. This is definitely one of those games where when somebody dies, you're just like, oh man, you were that close. Like it's
well, especially, I feel like maybe that's why I typically like platformers, and I don't really play all too many like 3D adventure games or like 3D style games because they tend to have like bosses like this, right? Where you kind of just have to memorize their pattern over and over.
I agree. I'm never a fan of that. Yeah, where you just have to like, okay, let's watch him 100 times and then I get to fight him. Yeah, but some games get away with it.
Oh my god, I just ran off this.
You just chose death. When games do it elegantly. It's not an easy thing to do. I honestly, I couldn't even tell you what the difference between doing it well and doing it poorly is. But when you play like Mega Man, all the Mega Man bosses have a pattern, but you're not beholden to it. I think is what makes the difference, because you can fight the pattern. You're
not on a clock. Like, you're not looking. You're never reach a point to where you're like, all right, and that's that phase, and
now I get to it. This is my
like,
turn to do 1 damage, and then okay, now we wait for him to do his poop. Yeah. Actually, I think that cleans it up pretty nicely. That's basically it. Is when a game uses the pattern to take away your agency.
Yeah.
That's the difference. Could be very frustrating.
Which I feel like makes it in this, it makes it appropriate because the game has allowed you so much agency. There are levels where you get to choose like how you kind of go through the level. I mean, there's like the speed run strats and the speed ways to get through this, right? That for this to be the boss of hell and for you to have no agency over how fast you get through it.
Well, and also this is the only boss that's been like this. You can have one. That's okay.
Exactly. For it to be like one of the final bosses, right?
Yeah, absolutely. There's no no shame in that. Oh, there you go.
Yeah, see, I just had to get past that part.
To stop and complain about it. To give out a little bit.
Of course, it's like as I'm complaining about the difficulty of it, or like the annoyance of it, finally get through it. Those.
Just like lip slapping. This fucking game.
He has a little. You win!
Oh my god!
Did you notice the squirrel had a little neck brace on?
Yeah. Oh, man. Fantastic!
And Rapture.
And that's it. You destroyed everything.
Wait. No, there is another level after this.
Oh, is there?
There is more after this. Yes. Oh yeah.
Well,
I believe so.
Hold on. This far.
Go
Can we just go look?
Oh yeah. Here is. Maybe this is the last one.
Maybe. Oh, this is Mega Man 2.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is.
Oh, it's perfect. Oh, that's killer. I am dead from the comedy.
No, it's not. Yeah, no, there is more after this.
Ooh, that's exciting.
Yeah.
Well, let me say this. We are almost at the end of this episode, but not quite at the end of this episode. We have 2 minutes left. So, in lieu of playing more, would you like to play Run Out the Clock, America's favorite game show?
Okay. Run Out the Clock. Yeah.
So I have this big stack of note cards that have arbitrary questions on them. So no wrong answers. Let's have a look. See here.
Is it just like is this like a Pavlov or not Pavlov? Inkblot? Are you just gonna like say the thing and then are they questions or are you just gonna say words at me?
No, they're questions.
And I have to respond like.
I mean, you do what you...
Donkey.
No, you do you. I mean, you do what feels right. If BU donkey is the right answer, you fucking lay it down. Okay. If you could yell at one deceased person, who would it be?
God, they're not dead yet.
If you could murder and yell at one famous person, anyone you want, you could just yell at them.
I can just yell at them.
Just fucking tear. Like you saw their ghost, and you get to tear them up.
Oh man. Who are dead people?
Who are dead people? 99% of the people who ever were. No wrong answers. Unless they're alive, then it's a wrong answer.
No, of course, and now I'm drawing a blank. If I could just yell at them.
Would you like a different question?
No, I'm trying to think of who's dead that I would yell at. That's a good question. God, I'm sure there's some celebrities somewhere.
I'm sure there's a yeah. Insert celebrity joke.
Yeah. Yeah, I can't really think of someone off the top of my head.
All right.
Yeah,
Well.
no.
All right, next question then.
Next,
Let me give you a backup here. Let me shuffle through. If you were a scarecrow, what would you scare away instead of crows? What would I put? I hang you up in my yard to scare away this type of thing.
This type of thing.
What is it that you scare away?
God, my initial thought is lawyers.
Lawyers.
I don't know why.
You just scared to scare a lawyer.
Just maybe deep down, I don't want lawyers to come around. Maybe I've done illegal things. I don't know. Subconsciously, I've done illegal things.
Do they see you and they're just like, oh hell no, not in this house, or do you like the guy coming up with like the briefcase with like the tie and he's like a greasy lawyer character from a cartoon? He's like, and you just hear that the wind blow.
It's kind of like an ADP sign, right? It's like I'm just like hanging out there, and they just like they know that they're not gonna get anything from that house.
I'm imagining you're just like.
I guess it depends on like what kind of lawyer it is, right? Or is it no? I just scare away lawyers. Like fuck lawyers.
Okay. That's a great answer. And this has been Run Out the Clock. Oh, good night, everybody. That's the end of the episode.
It's so long.
Goodbye forever.
Good morning, good afternoon, good whatever it is.
To everyone but lawyers, I guess. If you're a fucking lawyer, you can't watch this show. Law students, maybe, but you watch your ass.
Oh, I've got nothing wrong with law students. I mean, I like Dimitri Martin's comedy, so like he was a law student, right?
Oh yeah, that's true.
It's just as long as you don't make it. Don't pass the bar.
Just as long as you don't make it. I support your dreams as long as they crash and burn at a certain point. If you're not a failure, you don't need my support. So, I mean, what the fuck am I here for? What do you want from me? Oh, god damn.